Welcome back to the Many Lies of Cuffy Gatling Part 4.
No. Fidel and two or three other Mexicans got caught with 97 kilos of cocaine at a truck stop. And they beat it in trial while they was in the county jail with Meech in 2005 or 2006. They beat the case in trial.
Really, nigga?
No. Fidel and two or three other Mexicans got caught with 97 kilos of cocaine at a truck stop. And they beat it in trial while they was in the county jail with Meech in 2005 or 2006. They beat the case in trial.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I click in to inform her about the movie, the progress that me and Louis Burrell, my man out of Oakland, was making on getting the budget. And when she clicked over, and all this is in court documents, she clicked over and told the feds, hey, wait up, there's Cuff on the other end. And when they heard Cuff, they lost their mind.
A few moments later.
All right, no doubt about it. It's really simple, Sean. In early 2013, Meech called me and told me, yo, homie, I got some good people, you know what I mean? Got some good people, got some good numbers. I can't rap right now. Tammy gonna hit you in a minute. An hour later, homie, Tammy called me and put me with the feds. It's really simple, homie.
Okay, Cuff, now you're giving two different stories. So which one is it? In the first story, you said the feds was talking to Tammy. You called in to check on the BMF movie, and she told the feds you were on the other line, and they went crazy, and you became the target. But in the second story, you said Meech called you from jail out of the blue, told you he had a man with good numbers, and Tammy will call you back. Tammy called you back, and an hour later, she put the feds on you. So which one is it? Let's listen again.
I click in to inform her about the movie, the progress that me and Louis Burrell, my man out of Oakland, was making on getting the budget. And when she clicked over, and all this is in court documents, she clicked over and told the feds, hey, wait up, there's Cuff on the other end. And when they heard Cuff, they lost their mind. Simple, Sean. In early 2013, Meech called me and told me, yo, homie, I got some good people, you know what I mean? Got some good people, got some good numbers. I can't rap right now. Tammy gonna hit you in a minute. An hour later, homie, Tammy called me and put me with the feds. It's really simple, homie.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
But before that, the nigga Meech sent another Mexican at me that was a government informant, confidential source. I didn't know that the nigga was bad, but when I meet him, he rubbed me the wrong way. You feel me?
Right. And
so I bagged up both of them. But come 2018, when we get the discovery, I find out that he was an agent, and that a confidential source had introduced us to. Who introduced me to him? Nothing other than Big Meech.
Is that black people need to stop lying? Say something.
Now, let's go to November of 2012. Did there come a point when you were working with Mr. Cromer where it was decided that you would no longer be talking with Mr. Gatling?
That is correct.
Okay. And how did that come about?
Because I told him I didn't want to deal with Dionne.
Okay. And when you told him that, what did he do?
Then he said, well, that's fine. I'll let him talk to CS2. And that was it.
Okay, so according to Tammy testimony under oath, she stopped fucking with Cuff in 2012 as far as illegal communication. So after 2012, Tammy no longer talked to Cuff about drugs of any kind. No pills, no perks, no heroin, no cocaine, no nothing. This is important because Cuffy tells a story that Meech and Tammy set him up in 2013. But that doesn't line up with Tammy's testimony under oath. If Tammy was lying, during cross-examination, Cuffy's lawyer could have jammed Tammy up and she would have went to jail for perjury, lying on the stand. Just because you're an informant that doesn't give you the right to lie under oath, that doesn't mean you're above the law, but Cuff's lawyer never did that, and that never happened. But it's up to you to ask yourself why.
that what she testified in court to. What Special Agent Keith Cromer fired disgraced DEA agent Keith Cromer, who she was having a illicit sexual relationship with, which killed their case, which killed his time cut. All that's prohibited, and it's not only prohibited, it's criminal. You go to jail for that, man.
So when you
five agents was fired, and one was indicted.
Damn.
They gave her $250,000 to set me up, man, to do this. They gave her $250,000 to set me up, man, to do this. They gave her $250,000 to set me up, man, to do this.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Yep, here goes Cuff lying again. According to the paperwork, Tammy was paid $2,500 a month, which was a stipend from the Atlanta DEA for being an informant. Tammy's two largest payments for being a snitch was $50,000 for a Terry White situation and $80,000 just because. But did you notice how Cuff explained that? He always makes himself bigger than what he is, even if he has to lie to do it. All that shit is in Cuff's head. Ain't nobody paid Tammy 250 racks just to take him down. That's bullshit. But dig. Earlier in that interview, Cuffy had the nerve to say that the feds scrapped their entire investigation on Fidel just to focus on him. I mean, come on, can you believe that shit? Roll the clip.
He clicked over, and all this is in court documents. She clicked over and told the feds, hey, wait up, there's Cuff on the other end. And when they heard Cuff, they lost their mind.
So they
and
tried,
said, fuck Fidel.
Right.
And directed this toward me.
But the original target was Fidel, so how much did he incur in terms of legal action or pursuit? Did they try to pursue him at the same time, or once they knew you were in the mix, they was like, fuck him, let's just get this
They dropped him. They was like, fuck him.
The doorbell is ringing, and now we have to answer the door with more truth. According to the paperwork, Agent Keith Cromer describes Cuffy as the broke motherfucker with 3 bodies in the trunk. Now let's process this. In order for a drug sting, you need a seller and a buyer. In this case, Cuff would be the buyer. Cuff is trying to tell us that the feds turned their attention from Fidel, who's this supposed plug, distributor, a drug wholesaler, just to direct their attention on him. But that would list him as a buyer, but he's too broke to be a buyer. At this time, he's already 47 years old. There is no such thing as a 47-year-old drug kingpin that's going to physically be at a drug transaction. So this whole idea that the DEA was aiming at him to get Meech out is bullshit. Meech is a kingpin, and at his height, Meech was moving 2,500 kilos of cocaine a month out of Atlanta, which means there is no DOJ in the country that's going to do a deal to let a kingpin out of prison for a washed-up drug dealer like Cuffy. That's some shit that's just not going to happen.
Now, Cuff, Meech reached out to you and hit you about the movie rights or making the movie, or Tammy approached you about making the movie?
I reached out to Meech and told him, hey, yo, if you can get your movie rights over to your people, man, like your family or somebody, we can get this bread. You feel me?
Right.
But instead of him turning over his life rights to his moms or his sister, Danielle or one of them, for some reason he turned it over to this Tammy Cowins broad.
A few moments later.
What was your relationship with Tammy as it relates to the BMF story and the life rights of Meech? What y'all was trying to do with that?
He introduced me to Tammy around 2009. My job was to procure a movie script. And so that's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights, and that I would get us a deal. Procure a movie script. And so that's what we were working on. I told her that she needed to get his life rights, and that I would get us a deal, which means
Cuffy, here we go again. You put 2 different stories on the table. First, you told Sean G. you didn't know why Meech gave Tammy his life rights, Moments later, you tell Dogface that you were the one that told Big Meech to give Tammy the life rights.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that though.
Pink ass lips, nigga.
I see what I'm saying.
I thought.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up now, you know that, don't you?
When Meech and them case went in the toilet, they indicted me on 2 homicides. They panicked and they indicted me on 2 homicides based on my co-defendant statements. When Meech and them case went in the toilet, they indicted me on 2 homicides. They panicked and they indicted me on 2 homicides based on my co-defendant statements. They panicked and they indicted me on 2 homicides based on my co-defendant statements.
So Cuff, you gotta make up your mind. Are you locked up because of Big Meech or your co-defendant? We've seen you on 3,000 interviews and you never say what exactly did your co-defendant say that would make you have to plea out to 2 homicides. Now we see why it was 4 niggas on a case and all 4 of you niggas had different lawyers. Because y'all was making deals against each other, this explains why your paperwork is sealed. So what I really want to know is, how do 2 government informants get killed and none of you niggas get life in prison without the possibility of parole? This nigga Cuff be on podcast talking about ghost guns and all this bullshit. No nigga, we want to know this. The killing of 1 government informant is a life sentence. Y'all niggas killed 2 government informants and nobody got life. Niggas running around like they kept it solid. Ain't nobody slow enough to believe that ghost gun shit. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Right, homie. You feel me?
Now, Cuff, you ain't heard. When was the last time you spoke to him, man?
The last time I spoke to this brother, man, and we go back 30 plus years, just to communicate that to your audience. 30 plus years, homie. The last time I talked to this nigga, homie, was when he put me with them people. You understand? When he told me Tammy gonna be calling me early 2013, homie.
And then you reached out to him. And when did you find out Tammy was no good? At the Franks hearing?
No. As soon as the sting went down, I found out that she was no good. I didn't know his role. So immediately immediately after the sting, my attorney sent Meech correspondence saying, yo, Cuff need to holler at you. Your friend Tammy put him in a real bad jam with the police. I heard nothing back from him. My lawyers, he don't respond, period. And so we've been trying to contact this nigga all during the Franks hearing and everything, homie. No response.
A few moments later.
And I knew that Meech could come forward and kill the whole conspiracy. Just saying that the conspiracy is based on Meech communicating from Tammy, sending me a truckload of drugs. It's all made up. From jail, homie. He could have killed this whole deal. They never had any drugs. You understand what I'm saying? But that's how conspiracy works in this system, in this nasty system. But when Meech shot down the offer, when we sent my attorneys out, he was at FCI Lompoc in California. And he responded back to my attorneys that he didn't want to have nothing to do with nothing, and he stopped communicating with them. So then that told my attorneys right there that Demetrius Flannery is a part of this whole deal. And I couldn't believe it. You feel me? So immediately immediately after the sting, my attorney sent Meech correspondence saying, yo, Cuff need to holler at you. Your friend Tammy put him in a real bad jam with the police. I heard nothing back from him. My lawyers, he don't respond, period. And so we've been trying to contact this nigga all during the Franks hearing and everything, homie. No response. When we sent my attorneys out, he was at FCI Lompoc in California. And he responded back to my attorneys that he didn't want to have nothing to do with nothing, and he stopped communicating with them. So then that told my attorneys right there that Demetrius Flannery is a part of this whole deal. And I couldn't believe it. You feel me?
Is that black people need to stop lying. Say something.
This nigga Cuff got more stories than the highway patrol, so bruh, which one is it? Either Meech responded back, or he didn't, but one thing for sure, and 2 things for certain, With you telling the story, we will never know.
Make sure you like, share, and comment, and tune in to part 5 of Cuff is Always Lying.